Hello everyone, I hope you are healthy and happy. Now, continuing in our discussion on CSAT 2023, today I brought a topic that was really interesting. Why I say interesting is, I think from my observations and from whatever contact I had with students, they thought CSE 2023 was difficult just because of this section. And the peculiar feature of this section, the questions that we are going to discuss is, they can't be categorized into any category. No categorization. You can't put them in number system as such, arithmetic as such, reasoning as such, but they all check one thing: a student's comfortability with numbers. Number comfort. I mean, they check all the basics. Suppose addition, the concept they check are nothing but addition, multiplication. When you add two numbers, when you multiply two numbers, what are the consequences? Probably you will get a result and you will get a carry. And this carry varies in if there are two numbers involved, it is 1. And even in multiplication, it is same. You will get a result and you will get a carry. And based on if it is 2 numbers, 3 numbers may come as result, all general in that same sense. And division, you will get a remainder and you will get a quotient. Nothing so out of the world, but still basic but important. And this is the reason where, and this is why students felt very difficult, because one, many of us took, until this exam, many of us took CSAT as, okay, you can learn something, you can apply there and there. But I think all of you might have gone through my first introduction in my first video, where I have told you what UPSC wants. The thinking part, these questions really test you on your thinking ability, not on some concepts, whether you know the concept or not, but the basic, because everybody who has passed graduation or has done comfortable studies would have known all this, and these check on that. So you know the concepts. So what are they going to check? On your thinking and pattern forming abilities. And you will see now, probably these questions, I call them this. All questions come in one format. What is that format? Remember this. I call this, rise back type questions. Why do I call that? You know, in our homes, when we open a rise back, we'll stitch and they leave two knots, which are, there is a knot there. Only if you cut the proper one, the whole knot, the whole stitch fades away just with one pull. But if you don't cut one specific thing and go by, you need to open the bag only by cutting every single knot. This is the same way. All these questions, although it may seem difficult at first, know the point, know the attack point, where to see, and your answer unfolds in front of you. No need to work hard, just see the point, see the logic. And that's what I stressed on in the previous, thinking, your thinking and pattern abilities. No more set of questions can check you on this than the questions that we are going to discuss. So let's get into it. And as I said in the first class, please do enjoy solving questions. These are all basics. There is nothing new, but see, enjoy a new way of thinking through old problems or old solutions. I hope you'll have fun. Now, the first question of such type is, let me just see. Question number 4. Okay, carefully. Yes. And even here we are going to follow what we have followed previously. See the attack points and to follow the basics. Okay, now let's start. And especially in these questions, I'll be pausing for 1 or 2 seconds when the question appears on the board. It means that you need to pause the video and think of how do you solve this more efficiently and compare with mine. If you are doing good, if you are anywhere near or you are able to do faster, well and good. Otherwise, learn this way of thinking. Learn to see problems for what they are. Now let's start. Now Raj has 10 pairs of red, 9 pairs of white and 8 pairs of black shoes in a box. If he randomly picks 1 by 1, this is another attack point, without replacement from the box to get a red pair of shoes, what is the maximum number of attempts he has to make? Now see, our attack point should be maximum number of attempts, number 1. So attack point, the way we reach the answer is through maximum number. So whatever attack point we act on, its function should be to maximize these attempts. Now what more are given? Now read the question carefully, and there are only 2 features given. One is pairs, 8 pairs, and another one is color, red, white and black. So your attack points are 2. One is color and second one, guess the second one? It is, since he is taking them 1 by 1, even pair becomes an attack point. Okay, now let's solve the question. Raj has 10 pairs of red. He is asking us maximum number of attempts, so he gets a red pair of shoes. So if you see the attack point of color, what are the colors except red? It is white and black. So how many shoes are there? So in order to maximize the attempt to reach a red shoe, if we finish these first, then our attempts will be maximized. So you have 9 pairs and each pair is 9 pairs of white shoes. So there will be total 18 shoes, 9 into 2, 18 shoes. So 18 here. Next, black shoes are how many? 8 pairs. into 2, 16. Next, so on the attack point of color, what we get is 34 attempts. Now look at the answer. You got, so your one attack point has finished. So we have arrived at the answer from the viewpoint of color. And now you don't have any red shoes even after 34 attempts. So in order to get a pair, he is asking for a pair. What do you do normally? People without thinking. I said you why attack points are important. Now listen here why it is. Now what people do? They add 2 pairs because we need a red pair. So 34 plus 2, 36. You see the answer here? If you are not concerned or if you are not careful about attack points, the first trap is laid just right here. And because this seemed a unfamiliar question and you got the answer, you will not even stop to think twice. You will just see and tick it. But see, the trap is laid here only. That is why attack points are important. when you are able to segregate that out, you know that there is another attack point of pair that needs to be considered. You have considered only color here. So, when you consider the attack point of pair, so when color got 34 attempts. Now, what does pair mean? Now, we are dealing with attack point of pair. A pair has a left shoe and a right shoe, right? For it to make a pair, you need both of them at once. But here we have an option of taking all left shoes or all right shoes. Yes? Yes. Now, so in 10 pairs of red shoes, there will be 10 left shoes and 10 right shoes. Now, our color attack point is over, now pair. So, if I take 10 left shoes, I will still not be able to make a pair of red shoes. Yes? Yes. So, you see one more tap here, 44. You have reached here, even if you are not careful here. Still at 44th attempt, we are not even able to form a pair. But when will you form a pair? The next attempt, because all left shoes have been finished, there is only one possibility, which is a right shoe, 44 plus 1. So, at the 45th attempt, you will get a pair of red shoes. Now see, all these questions, all these answers are probable, and you may fall into this trap. But considering, that's why this point of approach is important, seeing the attack points and then solving on basis. You see, this may appear so complex, but what are the principles involved? What are the formulas involved? Nothing. These are just number sense, maximizing, minimizing. So, and all the questions in this particular section are this way. Either you need to maximize something, minimize something, and you need to be comfortable with numbers. You need to be comfortable with attack points. And once you see that, this is just a 3-number addition, 2-digit number addition. That's it. Hardly. This is also a hardly less than a minute problem, if you consider the proper way, if you know the proper way to deal this. Okay. Now, I hope this gave you a good trailer of what is about to come. Next two. Let's see the second question of this sort. It is 5th one. No, this is a good problem. No. Questions are two types. One, they have hidden logic, and when you know that logic, you will arrive at the answer. And type 2 questions are, they have a pattern within them. I mean, even if you don't find the pattern, you will be able to arrive the answer, but it will be a lengthy one. But if you find the pattern, your answer becomes easy. Certainly to this type, there is a pattern to find here, and if you find that, answer much more easily, and you will save lots of time. But if you don't find the pattern, still you can solve the answer, but it is going to be difficult. We are going to see the second approach. No. In how many ways can a batsman score exactly 25 runs? By scoring singles, fours and sixes only. So, let us form an equation. Simple enough equation. So, we need 25 runs. For that, we are able to score through, suppose we take x singles plus y fours plus Z6s. This is the equation that we will be able to form. Now, since we are not comfortable with dealing with 3 variables and 6 is a less number, you can't hardly see, 6 4s are 24. So, the extent of which this variable can vary is just 4. Now, just going before solving the equation, I want you to be comfortable with linear equations, terms in a linear equation. Always, these are called variables. These are called variables. Next, these are called coefficients. And 3, this is called constant. So, an equation has this, and I will be using this throughout this discussion. So, I am just giving a heads up. These are coefficients, 1, 4 and 6 are coefficients, x, y, z are variables, and 25 here. Okay? Good. Now, let me make this clear. We get x plus 4y plus 6z is equals to 25. What he is asking? He is asking the number of ways. It's only irrespective of the sequencing of shorts. So, number of ways in which we can form this equation. Now, the conventional way most people do is this. Since 6 is the range of z can vary from 0 to 1, they will make 6 as constant and then they will see x and y, because varying 2 variables is easy for us. So, the conventional way or normal way is first take 6s, number of 6s as 0, then take them as 1, then take them as 2, then take them as 3 and take them as 4. And in this constant, suppose when there are 0 6s, they will try to vary all possible, they will see all possible variations where it satisfies the equation. This is the conventional way. We will also go the same way, but we will stop at the first instance. We will find a pattern. Remember, I told you, pattern finding is important, especially in these questions. We will find a pattern and you will notice how it makes the rest of the question much more easier. So, we are going to solve the first case where there are 0 6s. When there are 0 6s, we need to find x plus 4y is equals to 25. Okay. Now, we made 6 constant there. Now, make 4 constant there. Take the maximum value that can fit into the equation. It is 6. So, when the x value is 1 plus 6 4s, okay, will give you 24 runs. So, this will be 1 comma 6. This is one criteria. 1x plus 1 plus 6 into 4, 25. One criteria. You see the next one. This is explanation just. Next. Now, second possible case will be when there are 5 4s. This will be 5. I am not writing the whole equation. You understand that if 5 means, it means 5 singles, and here 4 means 4 4s. Suppose there are 5 4s. This is still equals to 25. And after this, take 4 4s. And this will be 9 4, 9, 25. Next, take 3 4s. 3 4s are 12. This will be 13. 25. Next, take 2 4s, 4 2s are 8, this will be 17, and next take 1 4, needs to be 25, this is 24. Next take 0 4s, it will be 25. So we solved the first one. Okay, I have intentionally made this slow. Normally if you find, you can do this much faster, but for explanation this is slow. Now find a pattern here, and we need to repeat the same thing for 1, for 2, for 3 and for 4. This is the conventional way that you might have seen in many video solutions that people are doing this way. They are finding for 0 6s, then they are repeating the same and so forth. We are not going to do that way. We are going to do it in an efficient way. What is it? Now see, find the pattern here. The coefficient, the variable with the highest coefficient. What is the variable with highest coefficient? I already told you here. 4 is the coefficient, so y is the variable. Got that? And here 1 is the coefficient for x. 1 is the coefficient for x, y is the coefficient for y. Now see how y variable is varying. It is varying as per the lower coefficient's value. 6 and then 5 and then 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1 and then 0. So our y, the number of probabilities of y is varying as per the coefficient of x. Now see how coefficient of x is varying. It is varying as per the higher coefficient. It is 1 here, it is 5 here, it is 9 here, it is 13 here, it is 17 here, it is 24 here. And since it is 0, don't consider this case. Sorry, here it is 21, a small mistake here, 17, this is 21, and here it is 25. Now just let me erase that. Here this is 21 and then 25. So what do we get here? Your number of possibilities is equals to, you form this first equation, right? First equation where maximum number of 4s that can fit into the equation, you have fitted this. So whatever the coefficient of y be in this case, here it is 6. The number of possibilities are 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got an idea here what I am going to do? I am not going to concern doing this whole process for all the 1 6, 2 6, 3 6 and 4 6s for case of 4 6s. What I am going to do is, I am just equation. Okay, I am just going to find this equation and from here derive the number of possibilities. So the pattern is anything with an higher coefficient, for example in this case which is 4, you get the coefficient which fits the first equation. Your number of possibilities is this number, let this be y. Number of possibilities is equals to y plus 1. Okay, this is the pattern we are going to follow. Now you see, number of 6s, if the number of 6s are 0, the number of possibilities are 7. Clear until now? All we are doing is nothing. We are just forming this first equation and seeing the coefficient of 4 and adding plus 1 here. Now you see how easy this pattern unfolds. For 0 6s we have completed. Next, for 1 6, this is the case for, let me just change the color. This is the case for number of 6s. This is the case for 1 6. x plus 4y becomes 19 here. Okay. Now the pattern is same. Just try the first equation so that y value is maximum. What can be maximum here? 4s are 16. So 3 and 4 is equals to 19. 16 plus 3 singles gives you 19. And we are not going to do the whole process that we did in the first step here. The number of possibilities is 4 plus 1, 5. For 1 6, it is 4 plus 1, which is 5. Done here. Now, for 2 6s, this further becomes 13. And the first equation will be 1 plus 3 fourths will be 13. 3 fourths are 12 and plus 1 13. Now the number of possibilities is, what is the coefficient of y here? 3. So for 2 6s, the number of possibilities are 3 plus 1, which is 4. Next. Same pattern for 3 6s. 3 6s, this becomes 7. So what will be the coefficient here? Again, force with the first equation. 1 4 and 3 singles is equals to 7. The number of possibilities will be 1 plus 1, 2. For 3 6s, it will be 2. And for 4 6s, this equation will be x plus 4y is equals to 1, and this will be 1 plus 0 is equals to 1. So 1 single plus 0 fourths gives you 1. Even here, even when the case this is null, this one functions. For 4 6s, the number of possibilities is 1, and you add all this, you get 19. If you find the first pattern, hardly it will take you 1.5 minutes to, because I have explained it for this long, to make you understand the pattern, I have explained for this long. But if you observe the pattern, this is hardly 1.5 minute problem. And there is nothing complex here, just addition. And what are we doing? What complex are we doing? Nothing. There is no maximization in previous step or seeing the attack points here. No, just find the pattern that I was stressing from the first this thing itself. 2023 UPSC wants you to take seriously, and how will they make you take seriously? By giving this non-conventional, where you need to think. You can't go and appear GS paper as it is without thinking, right? They want you to take CSAT 2 on the same pattern. That's why they are giving you thinking questions. You could solve this question even without knowing the pattern, but it would have taken you at least 4 to 5 minutes if you have gone through all this. And there is a chance that you make a mistake some way. Even then you will fail some way. This is a foolproof method. So always on the danger of sounding repetitive, patterns and attack points. These two will sail you through this section. Now, I hope you are able to enjoy this question. Now, let's see the next one. It is 10th one. Same concept once again. Let us see the attack points here. D is a 3-digit number, okay, well and good, such that the ratio of number to the sum of its digits is least, okay. This could be our attack point, okay. What is the difference between the digit at the hundreds place and the digit at the units place of D? So, we need to find D, and what are the characteristics he has given? What he has given is that D is, he has given a characteristic where the ratio of, where this ratio, which is number to its sum of digits, is least, okay. This is the attack point that they have given us. This ratio should be least as possible. Now, we have learned from our childhood onwards, for this ratio to be minimum, it needs two set of conditions. Your denominator can be as high as possible and your number has to be as low as possible. Is it? Yes. And we have seen this throughout. If your denominator is more, ratio automatically decreases, and if your numerator is also less, your ratio automatically decreases. Now, this is our whole attack point. And using this, we need to find the D. Now, first let us consider the denominator. Sum of digits should be maximum. How many digits are there? There are 10 digits. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay. Now, for the sum of digits to be maximum, the constituent of the sum should be maximum, right? Suppose you get 2 plus 3, you will get 5. But you do 4 plus 5. Since the digits, the constituents are increasing, your sum obviously increases. This is 9, right? In the same way, for the sum of digits to be maximum, these are all the possible digits. Our constituents have to be maximum. So, what are the maximum constituents? Here in this case, it is 7, 8, 9, considering denominator. Okay. Now, first, and for the number to be minimum, what are the conditions, what are the digits that it is going to throw up? It will be 0, 1, 2. Now, so we should find that D ratio, okay, D ratio such that the sum of digits is as maximum, and based on this we have selected 6 digits. So, let me write here 7, 8, 9 for maximum, for minimum it is 0, 1, 2. Now, take the case here. Your sum of digit varies in tens, right? Now, we need only 3 digits, but there are 6 digits, okay? Now, your sum varies in tens. You see this, you maximize this, you will obviously at the maximum you can get 27 only. right? Your sum varies in tens, but your number varies in hundreds. Okay. So, for your number to be less, it is preferable to take from the minimum digits pool, which are minimum 0 and 1. But for your sum to be maximum, from the maximum pool we take 9. It is because, you see, taking 9 plus 1 plus 0, even if you take 8 plus 7, this varies in tens only. Okay. Now, but you take 890 and you compare with 109, the difference is in hundreds here. Okay. So, since this is the case, what do? We take 9 from the maximum pool and 0, 1, 2 from the minimum pool. So, let me erase this. You understand? Now, I think you are clear what the process I followed was. What I followed was, I wanted the sum of digits, he wants the ratio to be minimum. So, from the sum of digits, for the sum of digits to be maximum, I choose 987. Okay. For the sum of digits to be minimum, I choose 0, 1, 2. But all I needed was 3 digits. Okay. So, I am making a balance of both cases. Now, I need to choose 3 digits from all these 6. But now, why I have gone for this, why I have gone for 0 and 1 is because your denominator, whatever maximum, because denominator is a sum, whatever maximum you add, it varies in tens only, probably by 10, 15 or so. The variation, the range is in tens, but you change the numbers at the top, it is either 900s or 800s. So, your numbers at the top effective mode. So, instead of taking this other two parts 9, 8, 7 and all, I am taking 0 and 1 because I want this to be the minimum. That is the case, right? For number to be minimum, I want this to be minimum. So, I am taking 9 from here and 0 and 1 from here. 9 is because I still need to maximize my denominator. Yes, because this is also a criteria. I am just balancing these two. I am taking 9 because I need to maximize this. I am taking 0 and 1 because I need to minimize this. So, now you see. So, 9 and 0 and 1. These are my 3 digits that satisfies this equation. But there are other variations right here. How can you write a 3 digit number? 100x plus 10y plus z. Here x can be 901, y can be 901 and z can be 901. But simple logic. We want this to be minimum. So, what could be the value of x? We want our number to be minimum. So, the value of x could be either 1 or 0, minimum in this 1 or 0. But if you put 0, it becomes a 2 digit number, right? It becomes a 2 digit number. So, here it will be 1. Next, come here. You want 9 to be here. If 9 to be here, it adds up to 90. But if 9 has to be here, it will add only 9 to the number. Okay. So, let y be 0 and z be 9. So, our digits will be 1, 0 and 9. What is he asking? He is asking difference between the digits at hundreds place and units place. It will be 9 minus 1, which is 8. See what more complex is there in this? We are just optimizing. For explanation, it might have taken this much time, but what are we doing? We are just, he has given us the attack point, we are just following the attack point. For sum of digits to be more, we chose 7, 8, 9. From sum of digits, for number to be less, we chose 0, 1, 2, and then we got 6 digits. But your denominator varies by 10 and your numerator varies by 100. So, consciously I made a choice to take the minimum digits in the first case and the maximum possible digit, because I still had to do this, maximize the sum of digits. So, I took 9 and 0 and 1 and did the case, we got 8. Nothing complex, just optimization. Now, this question might also have given you the importance. It might have reiterated the importance of attack points. So, attack points are always important. Next, let's see which is the next question in this sort. Tenth one. Okay, 10th one is finished. Now, the 9th. Now, see, same attack points, and these questions have no complex idea to grasp all. It is just see this thing, have an attack point in mind and see the various possibilities. Now, ABC and DEF are 3-digit numbers such that ABC, DEF are distinct non-zero digits. Okay, keep their characteristics in mind. This is one of our attack point, non-zero digits. Okay, good. Such that the value of ABC plus DEF is equals to 111. He is asking what is the value of ABC plus DEF. You see, even from the answer you can gauge that. I told you in the first class, UPSC wants you to solve the question. If he wanted, he could have complicated it by asking you what are the values of ABC. He could have given 3 points, but he has given you total sum. The advantage of asking for a sum is, no matter if you bungle 1 or 2 digits, there are much more chances to arrive at the right answer. Okay, and there are many probabilities to see to. You will see when we go through the question. Now, ABC plus DEF gives rise to 1, 1, 1, 1. See, already he has given us they are non-zero digits. Can you add 2 non-zero digits to attain a 1? Sorry, 0 plus 1. The only possible case for 1 to be the result is when it is 0 plus 1. Am I right? 2 non-zero positive digits. Okay. Now, so this can't be 1. It has to be what? 11. So, we already got one portion. C plus F has to be 11. Okay. So, C plus F has to be 11. Now, good. So, this is done. 11 gives 1 here and 1 carry. Okay. Now, same case, carry is 1 and your result, this can't be 1 because these two are what? Non-zero positive digits. So, the addition of these two can never be 1. Either it has to be 11 and it can't be 21 too, because these two are digits. The maximum you can go to a digit is 9 plus 1, which is 18. So, carry always has to be 1. So, since this carry is 1, what does B plus E mean? B plus E equals to 10. Now, one more carry comes. You see the pattern here? I need not explain, I think. If you have seriously followed the previous the pattern, automatically reveals itself. This is also the same way one carry comes here and the resultant is 11. The same way 1 comes here and the resultant is 11. So, what will be a plus d? It will be 10. So, a plus d will be 10. Now, see the resultant 10 plus 11, which is nothing but 31. Where is the complexity in this? It is easy, provided that you understood this as such, what people will do, and you have that he is asking us for the sum. That means he is giving a way out, he is giving you an advantage. Normally what people do in ways, they try to see the values of A, the values of B, the values of C. No, why are you seeing values? He just asked for their sum. He is giving you a way out, utilize that. So, the answer of this problem is 31. What complexity? Nothing, just the only step you have used here is 10 plus 1 is equals to 11, and every time you add there is a carry. These are the basic principles, and when have we learned this? In our UKG and first class. So, all basic principles, just find the pattern, you will get the answer. I hope you had fun solving these questions with me, and there are still more. We'll meet you in another exciting session. Thank you.